Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Market Analysis from usdsignals.com. Today, we want to have a quick overview for some majors and gold. We'll start with the gold chart. As we see, this is a 4 hours time frame. Gold has moved in the bearish trend since a long time and correcting in the form of the running flat in the bigger time frames, in the weekly time frames. Anyhow, we will discuss this 4 hours time frame. We will begin from this top to the downside. As we see, gold has moved 5 waves to the downside in the form of extended wave to the downside, and this is in the form of wave. This is in the form of wave 1. Then we saw a correction in the form of regular flat. Then we have wave 3 to the downside in the form of ABC. Then we have wave 4, which has just completed in the form of a triangle. In the form of a triangle, this is wave 3, this is wave 4, and as the price started to move to the downside, forming wave 5. So the invalidation point of this count is 1,214. At this point, if the price moved up to this point, we should recount our analysis. Anyhow, we have a very clear bearish triangle, continuation triangle, forming 5 waves A, B, C, D, and E. Then the price formed a solid top at this area and started to move to the downside, whereas we have 1,124 dollar per ounce for the target. Okay, that's all for gold. Let's move to another market. Let me check the okay, the yen. As we saw, yen has moved very strongly, and we moved very strongly in since the last week, and as shown you in the previous videos, we have an running flat for this piece, and the price should continue to the upside to complete the cycle. This is wave 1 for the cycle. This is wave 2, and we are now in wave 3, and that's suit with the strength and of the wave 3. This is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 before we correct to the wave 5. So we anticipate the price to move to higher prices around 116 to 17. 116 to 17. We can enter whenever we have a correction in 15 minutes or 1 hour time frames. We can enter our buy. Let's move into Swiss franc. Swiss franc has ended the correction. As I have told you in the previous videos, the price is moving in the form of ABC, not 5 waves. This is A, and we have an expanded flat in the form of ABC, where the price has ended at this area, forming ending diagonal, and the price kicked start to the upside very strongly to form wave C. It's the same as yen. We can enter buy whenever we see correction in 15 and 1 hour time frames. We can enter correction. The direction is very clear. Let's move into Canadian dollar. Of course, Canadian dollar has a very clear chart. It is correcting from this top. I'll show you. Okay, correcting from this top to the downside. It has formed the first ABC, which is A forming, and then we have ABC in the form of expanded flat, and now we having the last leg to the downside. We can short very carefully from this area, since the price might go to the upside in any time. I will show you roughly the downward target for the bound. Okay, remove the channel. We might see a bounce to the upside from this area. So this is our red box where we expect the price to bounce from, and the whole price is within this channel, and I expect the price to move slightly downward from this channel. So our target for the CAD is around 127.35 to 126.50. This is the rough target, so we might see the price moving to this area, before we kickstart to the upside, forming wave 3. So the CAD should follow, the dollar index should follow the Swiss franc and the USD yen. Okay, let's move into the euro. This is 4-hour time frame. As we see, we are moving in the downward trend since a long time, and price is making impulsing wave to the downside. I will show you the count of the euro USD to the downside. This is wave 1. This is wave 2. This is one of the 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is let me show you wave 3. 1, 2, 3. This is 4, and this is 5 for wave 3. So we still have wave 5 to the downside. Might push the price to the downside around 1.09. So at the moment we are looking for continuation to the downside from the current prices. So the whole count is like this. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. I'll show you in lower time frames. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Price has moved in the form of regular expanded flat to the upside. This is A, B, C, and we have seen the form of a contracting diagonal. So price started to move to the downside. You might consider this as wave 1, wave 2 in the form of regular flat, 3, 4, 5. to the downside. So we have to watch corrections in 15s and 1 hour time frames and enter our sell positions after each correction. Corrective structures might be in the form of flats, triangles, or triangles, flats, running flat, regular flat, or expanded flat. We might see triangles, we might see zigzags, WXYs, corrections. Okay, that's all about. Let's move into bound. Actually, bound is moving to the downside in the form of ABC, not impulsive waves. This is first leg, this is A, this is B, A, B, and this is C. Then the price pushed to the upside in the form of zigzag. This is A, B, and C, and I've shown you this contracting diagonal, and this price started to push to the downside. So we expect in the next few days the price will be dragged to the downside around 1.20 to 21 areas. So we are expecting a strong movement to the downside for the bound. We might have some alternative structure for the euro and the pound, but at the moment we have to follow the trend to the downside. We have to follow the trend to the downside. We can enter our sell position by referring to 1 hour or 15 time frames. As we saw last week, we have very nice entry points at this area where the first correction ended. At this area, most of the traders enter after breakdown of this corrective flag to the upside, and the price start to move strongly to the downside. Okay, that's all. This was a quick review for the markets and the anticipated next move. Actually, I will stop sending you videos and market analysts for a short period of time, for a couple of 2 weeks, because I will be out of the country. Once I come back, we'll resume the analysis. That's all, and good luck for everybody.